What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale action figure review on Rogue One, a Star Wars story, Sergeant Jyn Erso from Eadu. Gotta give a big thanks to friend Chew for making this review possible and giving me this as a birthday gift. He drove all the way to Hemlock Tavern just to drop it off for a quick second, and he had to run, and he had to go to work and everything, and that, man, it really means a lot. Thank you so much, Chew. This is the Mart exclusive over here. Very nice image of Jyn Erso right over there. On the side, it says Jyn Erso and then Eadu or whatever. There's a read-up. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Sergeant Jyn Erso out of the packaging with her Eadu base. Is it pronounced Eadu? I didn't hear them say that in the latest Rogue One trailer. And if you'd seen that trailer, oh my goodness, I'm even more excited for that movie. I cannot wait to see it, man. Now, this figure right here, it is very cool. I really like the accessories a lot. We get quite a few accessories. It is tricky getting her to hold this Stormtrooper blaster, though. That's one of my bigger complaints with this figure. So I have a few little gripes with this piece, but for the most part, I really like it a lot. So let's first take a closer look at this base, and then we'll take a closer look at Sergeant Jyn Erso. So looking at the base a little closely, I do like it a lot. I really like all these sculpted lines and everything. It looks like some very good rock. You know, I think they did a very good job with this, so that's pretty cool. Just wish we got a little bit more black paint. You can see they added some right over here towards the bottom, you know, so just a little bit more color variation, but I don't know, that's kind of a nitpick. I like it. You get some ports right over here for the feet, and then there's the other one right there. So that pose that you saw her in at the beginning of the video is pretty much, I think, the only pose you can really get her in with these two ports right over here. Then for a comparison to the Starkiller base from the Mart exclusive, thanks again Chew, you can see this right over here. So they're about the same size. And then here's the rest of Jyn Erso's accessories. So we get this Stormtrooper blaster right here, which is actually not the same exact Stormtrooper blaster that I have with one of my Stormtroopers from the Black Series right over here. You can see this older one doesn't have a little pattern right there on the handle. This one does. This one has a number 3 right over there. This one does not have a number 3. And this has a silver paint right over there, and this one does not. So yeah, they're slightly different from each other, but they are the same size. I mean, they're very, very similar. And then she also has her blaster right over here, looking very nice and extremely similar to the one that we'd gotten with the previous version of Jyn Erso. So I think it's the same exact thing. Then she has this not lightsaber. What is it? Oh my god, it's not really a lightsaber though, but it looks like it could be one, right? Especially because she has this little hook, you know, right over here, so you can like hang this on her if you wanted to. And then going back to the other blaster, she still has the same holster as she did on the other version, so you can have this stored right there and move this strap around here, but don't do it as clumsy as I'm doing it right now. And then you can just port that right into the little hole and smush that in. Come on, smush in, smush in, smush in, smush in, smushed. Yeah, so yeah, it holds pretty nicely. Going to the not lightsaber, I wonder what this is. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. And then she has her helmet looking very good. I wish the goggles could be shifted up and down, but you know, the goggles are just stationary right there. But fairly good paint on this. I like it. Plus she has a little mic that she could talk into right over here. That's pretty sweet. So here's looking at the head sculpt, and I don't think it looks too bad. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. She looks pretty, right? Looks like Felicity Jones, right? So I think it looks pretty nice. I like these. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, even comparing it to the first one right here, I think they're both pretty looking figures. They do look different, especially the hair anyway. I think the face is just a little bit different too. So this might be a new sculpt. Just looking at her chin right over there compared to the chin right over here. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. They look extremely similar. So it could be the same face sculpt, just different hair, of course. If you wanted to take this helmet and add it to the first version, you can plop it on there, but it doesn't really sit on there properly. You can add it onto the one that it came with, of course, and it looks great, you know, so it fits on there very well. I think that's really cool. And then you can take this gas mask right over here, and you can put this right on, or this is probably her air supply, I'm guessing. And it rests okay on there. It's kind of tricky to get that to stay, but, you know, it's not impossible. You know, it just takes a little bit of finesse and you can get that on there. And I think it looks pretty cool. You get that translucent, very soft plastic right here with a little bit of silver on top of it. Not looking too shabby. And looking at the rest of her coat right here, I think it looks really good. I love this green paint. I just think it looks absolutely fantastic, like the dark blue right over there. Got some nice details throughout on this thing. I'm just really appreciating the hell out of it. I think it looks dope. Look at that. Nice little wrinkles and everything. Hands look pretty good. The back right over here looks alright. So you've got that hoodie right there that doesn't function. You know, a little hole right there. Then here's where the air supply goes to, so you get that little tank. And it's not really attached to anything. I thought it was attached to something earlier, but I guess you just tuck it underneath right there, and that's where it should stay. And looking at the legs, it's exactly the same thing as the original Jin Erso, so there's nothing really different with the legs at all. Maybe slightly different color brown, but really it's the same thing, man. And to show off her articulation, it is a bit different. You can get her head moving up very far, and it does move down. You get side-to-side movement. Shoulders move outward that much. She can move her shoulders forward. She does have an elbow swivel right over there, and she bends only once at the elbows. And then on the left hand, you can rotate, and it does hinge up and down. On the right hand, it rotates and it moves side to side like a roll of the dice motion. She has no torso articulation or diaphragm articulation. She can turn at the waist, and she does have hips that move outward that much. She can kick forward that much, move back a little bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. Then she has the boot rotation right over there. Then the ankles move down, up, and she has ankle pivot. And then here she is at her widest stance possible, with both feet still flat on the floor. Now to measure this Jin Erso figure, you can see that she's standing a little over 5.5 inches tall. And then comparing both Jin Erso figures next to each other, you can see that they stand at the same height, right? Then to compare Jin Erso to another Star Wars female lead, we have Rey. And then here she is next to a Stormtrooper. Then to compare to your average sized female Marvel Legend, here she is next to Ms. Marvel. And then here she is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And there she is all ready to shoot down some Stormtroopers with their own weapon. I think this is a cool figure. I like it. And this air supply strap right over here, when you wrap it around the back of the helmet right there, it stays over her mouth or her face very well. So that's really cool. I think this looks pretty awesome, man. I really do dig it. I don't like that this doesn't really droop downward. You know, I tried rotating this in a way so that it could, you know, follow with gravity, but it doesn't. So that's a little bit irritating. I did not mention earlier that the left leg was warped, so I needed to apply some heat with a hairdryer and then run it under cold water, and then it straightened out fairly easy for me. So, you know, those little gripes aside, I really do like the figure. I think it looks really cool, and I like having her pose like this. I think this is pretty sweet. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let the world know what you think. I have some boxes popping up down here if you want to check out my latest videos. If you have not yet hit the subscribe circle, go ahead and hit the subscribe circle as it pops up in a few minutes, or not in a few minutes, but shortly. And if you want to see a photo gallery of images, it's over at JediInsider.com, and you can follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, links all in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Seen on the original